Hello, and thank you for joining us on YouTube. My name is Brad Oaster. I'm the owner and the founder of Harvestime. Harvestime is a national church development firm. We're located in Colorado Springs. We exist to help churches design, build, finance, and pay for functional and affordable facilities that will enhance their ministry and lead to kingdom growth. We've been at this now for about almost 30 years. I started this company back in 1980. I initially worked as a carpenter for a company called Goodman Church Builders. Started my own company when I was 20, and one thing led to another, and today we're one of the top church development firms in America. We specialize in strategic planning. We found a long time ago that without a long-range strategic ministry plan, you really don't know exactly what you need when it comes to planning new facilities. So by starting out with the development of a strategic plan, looking at your purpose, your mission, your vision, core values, goals, objectives, strategies, and just looking at if God were to remove all the growth barriers that stand in your way right now, what would your ministry look like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now? Then we look at that and say, okay, let's identify those growth barriers. Let's get rid of those because God doesn't have any growth barriers, so why should we? Once the growth barriers are removed, it's amazing what God can do in the way of bringing unchurched people into your community, into your church, getting them saved, and then developing Christ-like disciples. Harvestime has seen phenomenal success with churches all across the United States. Today we have projects in Naples, Florida. I've got several in Pennsylvania. We're working in Southern California. We've got a couple projects in Texas, projects in Seattle, and even Anchorage, Alaska. So I guess you can't get much more spread out than that. I've been trying to get a job in Hawaii, but that just hasn't panned out yet. Well, today I want to share with you a project that we worked on a couple years ago down in Killeen, Texas. I first met Chad and Marla Rowe back in about I guess it wasn't 19, it was 2004. And they were a little bit frustrated. They had bought 20 acres. They were looking to develop a new ministry center for Destiny World Outreach, but they kept running into dead ends, those barriers that we were talking about. I sat down with Chad and we talked about long-range goals and vision and how Chad wants to make it impossible to get to hell from Killeen. Now that's what we call a BHAG, or a big, hairy, audacious goal. I know that's God's goal too. So we looked at the barriers they had. We came up with logical solutions for each one. We developed a master plan for their campus that would meet their needs over a 20-year vision. Phased development from one phase to the next, but when the plan is maxed out, Chad will be running thousands and thousands of people off his 20 acres there in Killeen, starting video venues throughout Central Texas and daughter churches, and he's going to make it impossible to get to hell from Central Texas, and I know he's going to do it. We developed a phase 1 building. It's 30,000 square feet, seats about 700 people. It's a 2-story, multi-purpose family life center, and what I'd like to do now is take you through some of the thoughts and processes we went through in developing this facility, and then at the end I'll share with you some of the incredible things that have happened there in the way of growth. God has just taken the lid off that church. He has filled it to where it's overflowing, and we've even been back to talk about expanding already. So I hope you enjoy this. Our friends Chad and Marla Rowe are the pastors at Destiny World Outreach Center in Killeen, Texas. This is the 20-acre parcel Chad and Marla bought down in Killeen. We had to look at their long-range financial plan to determine what they could afford. Based on that, we did a phased development plan. The first building is a 2-story multi-purpose family life center. It will accommodate 700 in the auditorium. With multiple services, it's designed to get them to several thousand. Now on YouTube, if you'd like to look at these floor plans a little bit longer, just hit the pause button and you can see the auditorium, the classrooms, the cafe, how the first floor is laid out as well as the second floor. Upstairs we have our offices, some multi-purpose classrooms, and our cafe, along with our sound, video, and lighting equipment. These are some photos of the building while we were putting it together. It's a very economical structure. Jason Harwell, there's our project manager. We basically build large commercial style boxes. That's the most economical way to go. In this case, we used red iron steel with wood or lumber infill. And the reason we did that is because carpenters are so much cheaper than iron workers, we were able to save an awful lot of money. Jason was down on the project meeting with the superintendent on a regular basis, as well as keeping Chad and the church committee informed. But again, simplicity is really the key. You're going to see some very cool things in this building when we get to the interior finishes. And you might think, well, how can they afford, to put that much money in the children's ministry and the worship center? Well, the reason is because when we frame the building and when we design it, we do it in a very, very simple and economical way. We put scriptures all over the walls, as you see there. A lot of people get saved. Actually, the contractors just reading those, it's been phenomenal. But exterior materials, this is Austin flagstone. It's all native to that area. Chet Rowe, the pastor's brother, was the superintendent who helped run the project. But here you can see how it's kind of coming together. And again, it's just a big, simple box. So by building it in that way and just keeping it as simple as possible, we're able to put more money into what really counts. And as we all know, that's people, ministry, programs, it's evangelism, outreach, and just investing in people. Trying to keep the building economical has become more and more easy for us because we've developed churches all over the United States. Here's Chad and Marla with Kim and I. This is on the day that they dedicated the building. They were quite surprised because they had unchurched people lined up at the front door. They absolutely filled that place the very first day in the building. In fact, the overall attendance doubled the first day. Here's the bookstore. We have a cafe area upstairs, which is just a very welcoming area. You can hang out by the fireplace there. It's open all week long. Here's a receptionist area over by the offices, so people waiting to get in to see the staff. The auditorium, nice warm colors. Put a lot of money into the sound system, the theatrical lighting, the video. We're shooting for a reverb time, about 1.25 seconds here. And again, this is the dedication service. The auditorium was full. Chad and Marla could barely stand it up there. They were so excited to be there. Chad did a phenomenal job with the dedication service. This is the sound, lighting, and video control room. The sound mixer's on the main floor, but all the other equipment is upstairs. We had the privilege of having Dr. Ivy Hillard there to dedicate the building, and that guy is just absolutely awesome. He was very impressed with the facility. This is the green room, backstage area, and you wonder, well, where are the kids while all this is going on? They have services here that last several hours. So check out this children's ministry area. It's probably one of the best I've ever seen. The kids meet here in what's called Kids World. They have a large teaching environment. From there, they break out down this hallway into a multitude of different classrooms. Each classroom is themed. This particular one coming up here is the theater. They do Veggie Tales. They do all kinds of movie demonstrations in there. They've got lots of other classrooms. This is one of the game areas where the kids come in just to relax and have fun with their friends. In addition to that, there's the children's cafe. It's set up sort of like a French bistro, so the kids get their snacks and everything in there, and from there they can go to the craft room. The craft room's laid out where you can have glue and glitter and all sorts of stuff and not worry about the carpet. You can see the kids working on crafts here. We have a large indoor play structure so kids can burn off all that energy. And then the youth room, which is located upstairs, accommodates junior high and high school. The office administration space is second to none. The office you're looking at here is Chad's. Now, of course, you got to have a lot of storage in a building like this, so we put in large garages so that you can store all the equipment, things you have for the church. You can build your props, paint everything that's going on the stage. And if you happen to make your garage big enough, you can even put your car and your Harley Davidson in there. So this is a picture of Chet. This is the pastor's brother, who is our superintendent. They're standing with me. If you go down to Killeen, be sure and meet up with Cecil. He'll be glad to give you a great tour of the facility and drop in and say hello to my friends Chad and Marla Rowe, who are making it impossible to get to hell from Killeen, Texas at Destiny World Outreach. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at Destiny World Outreach. Now, if God's called you to reach the lost in your area, to develop Christ-like disciples, but you're having a difficult time because you're struggling with barriers, feel free to give us a call. Harvestime is in the business of serving God as a Christian ministry by serving churches just like yours. We can help you with long-range strategic planning, land acquisition, finance, fundraising, design, construction. We're here to work with you to help you realize 100% of your God-given potential. And don't feel like, well, gosh, we just can't afford this. Chad didn't have all the answers when he started either. He took one step at a time, starting with the strategic ministry plan, and then the God who does have all the answers came in, did phenomenal things, and now you've got an incredible ministry in Killeen. God wants to do the same thing with your ministry. We're here to help. Call us again, 719-532-0780. God bless.